Soltech Solutions, that one it makes those fancy grow lights, commented on my Instagram post, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind you sponsoring me because I love your lights. It's Marianne and it's Vlogmas Day 20, and if you've been with me for a while, you can see I have a new green wall, well, a slightly updated green wall for the holidays, and I added some waterfall lights in it and it looks so pretty now, as you can see. And I still have to hang that mirror back up. But then if you've seen any of my episodes of 25 Days of Plantmas, you might be asking, where's my plant shelf, where's my dresser? Well, I'm in the middle of a bedroom makeover, but I think I'm just gonna save that for next year, and there's no way I'll get it done before Christmas or before I leave for Florida for New Year, so that will be saved for next year. But for now, here is my green wall. I hope you like it as much as I do. I worked hard on it all day yesterday. But yeah, for today's Vlogmas, I am going to do the Christmas tag. Nikki from Plants, Pots, and Whatnots started this tag, and I've also did a previous tag from her, which is the subscriber tag, and she does really good tags and they're so much fun. And even though I wasn't tagged, I really wanted to do it because they are fun tags to do. Yeah, for this episode of Plantiful Vlogmas, we're gonna drink some matcha and do the Christmas tag. Okay, so the Christmas tag, I listed all the questions on my phone. They're probably in a different order than Nikki's because I rearranged them just because my answers for some of these questions are gonna be related, so it's better just to put them together. But yeah, for the first question, what is your fave holiday movie? My favorite holiday movie is Home Alone 2, not Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. I did like the first Home Alone, but I like Home Alone 2 because it's set in New York and it's set in the plaza, and I love New York. I've been to New York for Christmas one time. It's beautiful, very crowded, very cold, but it's so beautiful, and I thought it was worth going the trip just to experience Christmas in New York City. So I really love that movie, Home Alone 2. And I also love Love Actually. I love that movie, although it's not really supposed to be a Christmas movie, I think, but I like it. My favorite storyline is the one with Colin Firth.
That will be nice.
Yes. You said yes.
That's being my answer. Easy question. Sing quiet.
And he liked a lady that doesn't speak his language, and he's a writer, and it was just so cute. It was a lovely story of like love knows no language barriers. Although the most famous scene from that movie is where Rick from The Walking Dead do that plaque cards and send a creepy message to his best friend's wife. But on Netflix, I've been watching a lot of holiday movies, same as last year, and they're very cheesy rom-coms. They're cheesy holiday rom-coms, but I love them. I love watching them. Like the Christmas Prince is now a trilogy, like the Christmas Prince Royal Wedding, Christmas Prince Royal Baby, and then there's the Vanessa Hudgens ones, the Princess Switch, and The Night Before Christmas, and there's also Holiday Calendar, Christmas Inheritance, Christmas in the Smokies. There's so many of them on Netflix, and I love to binge watch them. Next question, if you can be in any holiday movie, what will it be? As I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite holiday movies is Love Actually, and Colin Firth's storyline is my favorite, so I want to be his leading lady in that movie. Are you on the naughty list or the nice list? So I mean, in reality, nobody is just on the naughty list or in the nice list, and I feel like if I say I'm in a nice list, I'm giving myself a pass. If I'm gonna say I'm in the naughty list, I am being too hard on myself. But you know, there's always room for improvement, and as I always say in my channel, growth, not perfection. So I'm gonna tilt slightly on the naughty list because I feel like I like to preach kindness, but I don't always practice kindness. So I feel like that's something that I really need to work on, especially for the next year, is to practice more kindness and patience, and just, you know, because we need more kind people in the world, like I often say, and I need to be one of them. So I'm gonna tilt slightly on the Nautilus so I don't give myself a pass and, you know, motivate myself to be a better person. But like I said, nobody is completely on the Nautilus or on the nice list. Name all of Santa's reindeers. Honestly, I tried to cheat for this one and I still can't get it all right. So I don't know if I'm gonna say all of them, but let me try. Dasher and Prancer, Comet and Vixen, Donner, Dasher and Prancer, Donner, Comet, Cupid, Vixen, Rudolph. Wait, last time I did this, I was able to mention 8. Now I can only mention 7. Hey Google, name all Santa's reindeers.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. To find out more, look for the
Blitzen. Blitzen is what I forgot. So it's Dasher and Dancer, Donner. Oh god. Google just told me and I already forgot. Dasher and Dancer, Donner, Comet, Cupid, Vixen, Blitzen, Rudolph. 8, right? Yeah, he has 8 reindeers. Hey Google, can you name Santa's reindeers again?
Santa has a total of 9 reindeer.
9.
Names are Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and, of course, Rudolph.
Okay. Dasher and Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, Vixen, Rudolph. I got it right, right? We'll see. But I think I got it right this time now. Oh my god, my memory is so poor. I literally just listened to Google tell me and I can't even repeat it. Okay, let's go to the next question. Have you ever had a white Christmas? I think I did. Remember Snowmageddon 10 years ago? I was actually in my senior year of college and it was my graduation month. I'm a December graduate and my graduation got canceled because of Snowmageddon and I was stuck in the dorms up until the 23rd of December, and so my friends just threw a graduation / holiday party for me before we were able to leave campus. So yeah, it was sad that I didn't have my graduation ceremony that time, but it was also like so much fun to just spend the entire time with my friends and not a bunch of strangers in a stadium. So it was really cool. It was fun. So I consider that a white Christmas, even though it's like the 23rd. I mean, the snow lasted up until Christmas Day, but it was like rough at first. I was like so upset about my graduation getting canceled, but it all turned out in the end. And in relation to that, the next question is, do you have an embarrassing Christmas photo? Well, if there's one that I can show from that time, I'll put it up here. But yeah, but as far as any other Christmases with my family and stuff, I don't know, because I'll admit it, all my photos for Christmas are for Instagram, so I don't take embarrassing photos during the holidays for the most part. If I have an embarrassing photo from the holidays, it's probably during my graduation / holiday party 10 years ago. Do you have an ugly Christmas sweater? No, I don't. I borrowed one from my sister when I went to a holiday party last weekend or so, and I'm gonna show you the clip of me wearing it now. Alright, I'm in my friend's place now, and this one I'm wearing is an ugly sweater party. So I have the sweater that I borrowed from my sister. It has a dog outside, and I have my Kate Spade bag. I'm wearing a denim skirt and my knee-high boots. So that's what I'm wearing for this holiday party. Alright, I'm gonna go socialize. Do you start your Christmas shopping Black Friday or do you wait the last minute? I don't do Christmas shopping anymore, at least for the last 5 years, and even this year. Actually, because every Christmas we normally just travel, so we don't spend money on gifts. But on Black Friday, at least for the past 2 Black Fridays, I did do shopping for myself, and it's for this camera, the Canon M50, and last year it was for the Canon SL2. I sold that one. I mainly bought the Canon SL2 for photography, not for videography, and that is great for photography, not so much for video, especially for vlogging. So I sold that one, and then I waited until Black Friday to get the Canon M50. I did a whole unboxing of it in my earlier episode of Plantiful Vlogmas. I'll link it up here if you haven't seen it. And yeah, I love this camera. I mean, I'm still learning to use it, but the quality is so much better than just shooting my videos from my phone, because for like 2 months I was just shooting all my videos on my phone while I was in between cameras. It's the camera that's recommended by many YouTubers and many creators. So I went with that camera to film my videos and as well to do vlogging and take photography. When does your family put up the Christmas tree and who does it? My mom is in charge of all the decorations every year. It's her thing, so we just let her do it. And this time, because Thanksgiving is so late in the year, she put up the Christmas tree I think a week after Halloween. They thought they were going to the Philippines right after Thanksgiving and she wanted to enjoy the house with all the holiday decorations before they leave. But that ended up not happening and we're going to Florida instead. But that resulted into having the Christmas decorations early in the house, but nobody's mad about that. What tops your Christmas tree? I think for most people it's either a star or an angel, and we had both in past Christmases, but let's see right now what tops our Christmas tree. But in my room, this is the Christmas tree that I have. I think I bought this either in Marshalls or Ross, but I think this is something that can be DIY as well. But it's basically just tree branches or bark that I've assumed that has fell off, painted white, threw some glitter on it and made into a Christmas tree. And what tops it is this glittery star. It's a bit old, but you know, I've also had this for years and I just take this one out whenever it's a Christmas season and there's no decorating involved with this one because it is a decoration all by itself. Do you have a real or fake Christmas tree? Do you have a fake Christmas tree? It's the one I've been using for many years now. We tried having a real tree once, but it wasn't a good experience. But I kind of want to try it again maybe in the future. I just don't know because I'm trying to be more sustainable and I'm not really sure which one is more sustainable. Some people say, oh, buy a real tree because you can compost it later, but then you know you're cutting down trees to get a real tree inside your house. It's not like a house plant or not something that you could pot up, or maybe you could buy a potted up Christmas tree that you could keep the entire year. I don't know, but for the most part, most trees that are sold during this time are the ones that's cut, and I'm not really sure if that's sustainable or eco-friendly. But then a fake Christmas tree, yes, we could reuse it every year, and in fact the one that we have, we've been using it for almost 10 years now, but in the end it's always gonna end up as trash, and most fake Christmas trees are made of plastic. So I'm not really sure which option is more eco-friendly, but right now we do have a fake Christmas tree. If you can be under a mistletoe with anyone, who will it be?
If any decoration needs to be Me Too'd, the mistletoe. Walking through a doorway with another person, weird enough. I don't need this perverted garnish over the door.
As John Mulaney said, if there's any holiday decor that needs to be Me Too'd, it's the mistletoe. But I could choose anyone to kiss under a mistletoe, I'd say Keanu Reeves. He's having a great year this year, and I loved him in that Netflix rom-com with Ali Wong, Always Be My Maybe, and I love Keanu Reeves any time of the year, but he was especially great this year with all his movies and appearances, and he's just a generally great person. So yeah, Keanu. Does your family have a special holiday recipe that you make? Our menu every year when we do have Christmas dinners is pretty much very standard. It's all Filipino fare, and we Filipinos have a lot of Christmas desserts, so we never really got into Christmas cookies. I know like for most American families, Christmas cookies is a very big tradition. There's so many Filipino desserts. I never really got into the baking Christmas cookies thing, but there is one recipe that I really like that I haven't done in a long time, which is Crema de Fruta. I recently made it for a holiday party and I can show you right here how I made it. So first off, it's just one whole can of evaporated milk. And this is condensed milk. It's also just one can of condensed milk. And you could probably substitute it with coconut milk and almond milk or any other non-dairy milk, but it's probably not going to taste the same. After this, I usually would put a heavy cream or a table cream. There's like a specific table cream that Filipinos use. I'll like put it up here so you could see it, but I don't have it right now. I didn't buy it. So I'm just gonna use half and half. Gonna be like, people are gonna cringe, but I'm gonna use some leftover Cool Whip that we didn't use for Thanksgiving, and I'm just gonna dump it in here. It's still heavy cream, so it's made from real cream. At least that's what Cool Whip says. I like making a tres leches cake, but with graham crackers, and you top it with fruit cocktail and gelatin. You just need to incorporate it really well, and if it still has a little bit lumps, that is fine because this all just gonna mesh together in the cake. So I'm just gonna put a layer of the tres leches mix at the bottom, and then I'm just gonna grab the graham crackers and then just like layer it onto the container. Oh, it keeps breaking. Okay, but it doesn't matter if it breaks. Actually, eventually I would be breaking this up just so that it would absorb the mixture pretty well. I'll grab a fork and then just poke it so that the tres leches would be absorbed pretty well by the graham. And yeah, so just put another layer of milk of the tres leches on top of it. And then yeah, usually you could go like 3 to 4 layers. You want the graham crackers to be saturated with the milk, but you also don't want it to be overly saturated because then it will not be cohesive. It will just be watery. Just poke, 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 poke. Poke, 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 poke. I'm just gonna put on top of the layered graham crackers, and you could be as liberal or as minimal at this as you want. Just be very slow in pouring the gelatin. Let it settle. And then pour some more. And if you don't end up using everything, that is fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And you just let it settle and put it in the fridge overnight. Suggest you try this one out, and it's very easy and very cheap to make. Have you ever gone Christmas caroling? I have gone Christmas caroling, but I haven't done it in a long time. I did it when I was a kid. I actually don't know the tradition here when it comes to caroling because I've never done it in the US. But when I was a kid in the Philippines, me and my cousins would go caroling almost every night leading up to Christmas. And in the Philippines, when you carol door to door, especially when you're kids, whichever door you knock onto and sing for them, they would give you money afterwards. So that was kind of like me and my cousins' hustle to earn a little bit of money during the holidays, is to go caroling. And it's so much fun. It's not just for the money, it's just like being with your friends and your cousins and with my brother and my sister, just singing carols, going all over town, and it's just so much fun. And the last question is, do you make New Year's resolutions and do you keep them? I always make New Year's resolutions every year, even though I know every year there's no way I will do all of them, or I break them after 2 weeks. I know people have become cynical when it comes to New Year's resolutions, but for me, I still do it just because, not to set myself up for failure, but actually to keep me motivated, or just to give me some hope, something to look forward to in the new year's. Like for me, New Year's resolutions is similar as like my goals for the year. So if I achieve them, great. If I don't, it's fine. At least I tried, or at least it provided me motivation to do something different or to do something new, you know, make a change in my life in the coming year. But for last year, instead of resolutions, I did intentions, and I wrote it in my bullet journal. And it's just funny to look at it now and see what I wrote for my intentions. You could call it New Year's intentions, New Year's resolutions, or New Year's goals. I feel like they're all the same. I think it's just what is your attitude towards them that is different. I think also as years come by, I try to make a little bit more realistic resolutions. So it's actually something that's achievable, or something that I could work on, not something that I could just, you know, dream about. Yeah, so in my bullet journal, this is what I wrote. And suddenly just know time to start something new and trust the magic of beginning. So that's kind of like my whole attitude towards resolutions. That's why I still make them. But like in 2019, I wrote intentions, and I think it's fun to go through them and see what I actually accomplished, or I thought was just like foolish for me to make, or you know, just like evaluate what happened in the past year. So first one, be more sustainable and eco-friendly. I guess there's no real benchmark to what it needs to be more sustainable and eco-friendly, but I definitely made an effort this year to do that. Like I've started to be more conscious about using plastic bags, using plastic straws, recycling more. I am composting now. So there's like stuff that I've made in my life to be more eco-friendly and sustainable, like, you know, going thrifting and buying more sustainable clothes. But I can definitely do more. I mean, we could always do more when it comes to sustainability and protecting our environment. But I did think I took steps to be more eco-friendly and sustainable this year. practice minimalism. I was doing great until I got into houseplants, and of course, you know, having this much houseplants is not exactly minimalism, but I feel like in other aspects of my life I have become a little bit more minimal. Still not the way I want to or should be, but yeah, I think it goes hand in hand with being more sustainable and eco-friendly. It's just, you know, practicing minimalism and, you know, decluttering, doing the whole Marie Kondo sparks joy thing. I did let go a lot of items, and especially clothing this year, but I feel like I still have a lot of clothes, and I'm still buying clothes even though I thrifted them, and even though they're like from sustainable brands that I could have done without, but I still choose to buy them this year. So my goal for next year is to probably not buy clothes as much. I want to do the challenge of not buying a single new clothing next year, but we'll see what happens, because stuff comes up, you know, occasions I need to buy clothes to, travels, events, weddings. I know there's at least 2 weddings next year, so who knows, we'll see. But an attempt will definitely be made in becoming more sustainable in every aspect of my life next year. So I think that's a resolution that I am going to keep for next year. And manifest kindness and gratefulness. So going back to an earlier question of whether I'm in a naughty and nice list, and because I did set my intention this year to practice more kindness and gratefulness, I feel like I did some work on it, but I can definitely do a lot better. Because sometimes I think my patience is tied with my kindness. If I get impatient, I become less kind, and I think those things go hand in hand with me, and I just need to practice both. Like, you know, be more patient in order to be more kind, and be more kind in order to become more patient. Yeah, so yeah, and the next intention that I did write was to be patient with others and with myself. Like, I'm good with the patient with myself part, believe me, but the patient with others, that part I really need to work on. Be not afraid of challenges. So I'm not sure if I was talking about a specific challenge here that I want to take that I never took, but like one thing that I've always wanted to do but never done was YouTube, and this year I finally took the plunge. So I guess I could say that I did fulfill that intention, is to not be afraid of challenges. Develop new relationships. I didn't do that this year, I think, at least not meaningful ones, but I think this year, especially towards the end of the year, I've become better in nurturing the current relationships that I have, and especially the ones that I have in a long time but I've kind of taken for granted. And now I'm making an effort to reconnect with friends and hang out with friends more. And especially now, like I said, I mentioned I've already graduated 10 years from college, and a lot of the best people and best friends I've met and meet were from college, and some of them are still really good friends of mine, but some of them I felt out of touch with. And I was just thinking about the people that I felt out of touch with, and I'm thinking of reconnecting with them next year. I'm just not sure how to open that door, because it's been a long time. It's been 10 years, and it's always just kind of weird to pop up and say hi. But if it was the other way around, if someone from 10 years ago that I had a really good relationship with or had a good friendship with just, you know, pop by or send me a text or DM on Instagram saying, hey, I'm in town, would you like to meet up or grab a coffee, I'll be happy about that. So I hope it will be the same for them when I do it to them, but you'll just never know. But I think it'll be happy to reconnect and maybe even restart the friendships or relationships that I had with people in my past. But if not, at least I tried, right? And at least I can have that closure of not always thinking about dropping the ball when it comes to not keeping in touch with people. So the last 2 was document my experience and learn new skills. So I think that's what like YouTube has been for me for this year, is like, you know, documenting my experience through my vlogs. Although my videos that I put out are mostly, you know, houseplant related or sustainable lifestyle related, I actually have been filming a lot of stuff that never make it to my channel. And even for Vlogmas, I've been to a couple of holiday parties. I originally planned to share it on Vlogmas, but I just kept them to myself and just, you know, share them with friends and family. It's just like, you know, documenting life events for myself and for my own use. And I think that's what's great about YouTube, is help me also, you know, vlog not just for my general audience, but for my family as well, and for my friends as well, that I could share with them privately and, you know, document our life experiences together and have those moments in our lives captured not just in photos but also in video. And I think that will be very valuable down the road. So I'm glad that because of YouTube and because of, you know, vlogging for YouTube, I'm able to document my life experiences with the people I love as well and share it with them privately and learn new skills. I learned quite a few new skills this year, especially now I'm trying to be a little bit more serious with YouTube and try to create more quality videos. It's just a lot of work, because sometimes I know some of my videos that I put out have mistakes on them or I could have done better, but it's a learning process for me, and I'd rather put it out there than put nothing at all. It's, you know, all a learning curve, and I just have to be forgiving with myself when it comes to learning new stuff. It's gonna take time, but I will get there, and thank you for being patient with me. I know some of you have been with me for a while and don't really care sometimes when the quality of my videos is bad, especially with audio or the film itself or the lighting, but you guys still stuck with me and I appreciate that. So yeah, so here's the 2020, and I have lots of stuff planned for this channel, and I'm very excited to share them with you in the last episode of Plantiful Vlogmas. So please do watch out for that. We're gonna do a year-end reflection as well as talk about what the future holds for my Oasis life. So yeah, so this has been my Christmas tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a plentiful holiday season, everyone. Bye.